Thank you, Dinesh Ji, for accepting this invite and coming to Connecting Minds today.
Thank you very much.
So Dinesh Ji, I'll start with the first question, which would be probably to introduce yourself to our viewers today.
Okay, so I'm Dinesh. I'm from Nepal. Professionally, I'm a personal trainer.
Okay.
And I help people change and make their lifestyle better, move freely without pain, look and feel good, and then prepare for the future in terms of health and well-being.
Amazing. So Dinesh Ji, let's touch on a bit of a journey of you coming to the UAE. How long have you been here?
It's a little over a decade now.
Okay, yeah. We were just chatting earlier saying that you've come here in 2015. Yeah. I've come here in 2012, so we are almost around the similar years, I think 3-4 years ahead of you. Right, okay. So initially when you started here in the UAE, were you always into fitness? Were you always into this profession, or you kind of transitioned from another profession to this?
So initially when I came to Dubai, that was just a visit.
Right.
So, and then I looked for a job, I got into some work,
okay.
And then, so back in 2015 when I came to Dubai, I actually came on a visit visa just to look around and then explore Dubai.
Like everybody else.
Like everybody else. Then I got an opportunity, a job offer,
right.
And I took it.
Okay.
I started working. A year in that job gave me some kind of health issue.
Okay.
So I got a frozen shoulder.
Okay.
And then when I went and checked with the doctor said it's vitamin D deficiency and lack of exercise.
Okay.
So he gave me some medicine, probably vitamin D capsules,
okay.
for about a couple of months. But then he told me, it'll fix you, but you'll come back again. And the reason was again the same: lack of exercise, light of sunlight exposure, and then sedentary lifestyle.
Okay.
So then he suggested me to start working out, get into fitness, and the best exercise he suggested me was swimming.
Right.
So I started looking for a gym that has a swimming pool, and I found Gold's Gym near my place.
Okay.
And then I started exploring the gym. A couple of months in that gym, I started enjoying.
Okay.
And then I started enjoying working out, doing a lot of stuffs in the gym, spending time in the gym, be with people like-minded. And then from there, this passion came into me, like why shouldn't and why don't I take it as a profession? So I looked around, how can I be a professional personal trainer? So this is the story from 2016, I guess. So from there,
okay.
I got into this professionally. So it's about a decade now in this profession. Happily.
Nice. Okay, amazing. I mean, an amazing journey, because we were speaking earlier as well, and you were sharing me, you know, the bits and pieces of the stories in the background. So really an inspiring one. So Dinesh Ji, you know, when we say health, there is like so many elements there. We talk about mental well-being, we talk about fitness, which is going to the gym or doing some form of exercise, and the third one is nutrition, right?
Yeah.
So as a personal trainer, as a fitness trainer, how do you think these three elements are important for one's well-being?
Okay. Now, when we talk about fitness, people usually think fitness is going to gym, lifting weights,
right.
And then lose fat or build muscle or change the way they look. But fitness is a very vast subject. Right? You can actually just run to become fit. You can just eat healthy and become fit. You can take good supplements that your body needs and still be fit.
Okay.
You can actually go play some sports and still be fit. So let's not talk about fitness only as going to gym and lifting weights.
Right.
So fitness is a lifestyle. Now we should understand this.
Yeah.
We don't go to gym just to change the body shape or be healthy, but we get into fitness to make our life better, active, so you can enjoy life, be
right.
more active, and then you can actually live healthy.
Great. You know, a lot of times people are fortunate to choose a career which they are really passionate about, and I think
like me.
I think you are the fortunate one. So my next question is coming back to you know, again, like, why did you choose this fitness journey? The next question would be perhaps around at what point you did mention that at a point you thought like to pursue this as a profession, but then what are the basic requirements, let's say, for example, for anybody who is a fitness freak, or let's say knows a little bit about, gym, wellness and sort of things like that, what are the basic, elements they need to have in order to kind of, becoming a personalized trainer?
Okay. First of all, I would say that I'm very privileged to be a Nepali. Now, Nepali people are actually very hardworking, very empathetic, and at the same time trustworthy. Now, these three things are actually the very basic need to become a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about becoming a personal trainer, it's not about making the client do the hard work, make them sweat, get them tired, and then boast that I'm so good in exercise, I can lift heavier than you, and also I made you work so hard today. Today is a good session. Now, this is one aspect,
right.
But the other aspect, which is more important, is how good are you in understanding the client, what he or she is going through, what her goals are, and how are you going to program to achieve that goal.
Right.
So for that, you have to understand the client, right? You have to be empathetic. Now, let me take you 10 years back when I just started going to gym.
Right.
And then I started enjoying spending time in the gym. And then slowly it turned into passion. Now, when my passion meet these three basic requirements, that actually helped me get into this professionally.
Right. Okay. So you would say that, the first three, or let's say the core elements of becoming a professional trainer would be something that is behavioral driven, like in terms of being trustworthy, understanding the client, understanding their challenges and journey. And then I think one of them is also communicate, communicate with them openly in terms of what are their expectations, what can they achieve, and not to overpromise or not to underpromise, because it's a commitment. I mean, personally, I have had a long relationship into fitness and gym on and off, and had personal trainers. So I always feel like communication becomes a key between the trainer and the person who's training, because there's an equal commitment needed from both sides. If I want health, if I choose to be healthy, there is a huge commitment that I need to make for myself.
Exactly.
The trainer who comes in would obviously do things for me to be able to achieve that. But then, the person who actually is training should have that commitment to,
Exactly.
Deliver that. Yeah.
Now, it's very obvious that when a client comes to the trainer, he will have a transformation goal, right? A short-term goal.
Right.
Now, as a trainer, my goal would be to convince him or her to make fitness a lifestyle,
right.
but not just for a couple of months and then stay away from it.
Right.
So I have to make client understand that fitness should be a part of life, and the client should be able to make the trainer understand her fitness goal.
Right.
That's how, so when you spoke about communication between the trainer and the client, this is where they should get aligned.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. When there is health, fitness, wellness involved, I think two things that I always feel as a client which is necessary is communication, and second is the commitment, because it takes a lot of commitment from either side.
Very much,
right?
yes.
Now we'll talk a little bit about your profession, which is you are a fitness instructor here in the UAE, and I think one of the first Nepali fitness instructor here in the UAE. So we will talk a little bit about that. Here a lot of Nepali people are in different jobs, and I think being a personal fitness instructor is one of its kind, especially that you've chosen to be a freelance, which has its own risk, it has its challenges, and it has its own beauty as well.
Yes.
People who are in jobs, there is a factor of stability, because you get salary end of the month,
yes.
You have things sponsored for you, so there is a kind of an element of safety. But when you are a freelancer, there's a lot of risk attached to it. People are afraid to make those decisions when they are on job, to say that, what if I tomorrow don't get a client? What if I don't have money to run the month? How did you transition into, from a full-time job into becoming completely a freelance fitness trainer? How did you transition into that journey?
I'm very glad that I'm in this profession. This profession itself is very good, because I'm not just changing people's lives, perspective towards health and fitness.
Right.
I also am keeping fit, healthy and active to be a role model for my clients.
Right.
So health is something that we all want to improve on a daily basis, right? And then while I'm working, I'm also improving my health. So
True.
isn't that something that a lot of people would desire? Yes. So I'm very happy in this profession, first thing. And then because I love this, I got into this profession, started working in the gym, and I'm doing exactly the same thing that I just said, changing people's life, making their health better, keeping them happy, and all these stuff. Now, one thing was lacking in my personal life because of what I changed, because of what I transitioned into freelance. Freedom. So the word freedom, let me explain. So freelance has a lot of freedom. That's why I transitioned from working in the gym to freelance. Now I can wake up the time that I want, I can go anywhere I want, and then I can plan my day. And most importantly, I don't have a shift, a shift to go to the gym, work, and then report to my manager. Now I report to myself. So this is something that I really wanted in my life. And then I'm very happy that I have achieved it. I'm so free, but I'm still working.
Right. And I do want to add to that your freedom is actually not compromising your career ambitions, your dreams, and whatever you want to become tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. Okay, lovely. Okay, Dinesh Ji, the next question would be around, we as Nepali people working here in the UAE, we work with diverse group of people, so many nationalities working here in the UAE. Do you feel like as a Nepali, we are being treated special in a negative or a positive way? Did you encounter any such experiences where you felt like because you're a Nepali, you are treated differently?
See, there are challenges everywhere. Right? Every individual has their challenges. But how that individual takes the challenge is going to shape his future.
Right.
So I also faced challenges, obviously. Right? And then but those challenges didn't break me. Instead, it motivated me to learn more, upgrade my skill, work more, and then be good in this profession. Not just good, but be the best. Right? So those challenges, I'm very happy that they came in life. And then also, one more thing, as I said, being a Nepali, we are humble, we are hardworking, we are empathetic, we are trustworthy. So these things actually helped me cope up with the challenges, and I'm very happy that I'm standing here as a freelance, as a professional in such a beautiful city or such a beautiful country in the world, right? I meet people from different nationalities. So every client has taught me something new. So yes, meeting a client from a different nation who speaks a different language itself is a challenge, isn't it?
Yes,
but
it is.
That challenge, when I faced it, it taught me something new, something new about that person, about that nation, about that culture. So yes, I accepted challenges, and I'm very happy that I did it.
Okay, Dinesh Ji, before we started the shoot, we were talking about giving back to the community, and I felt we have very similar mindsets when it comes to giving back to the community. And you did share with me a very nice initiative that you had started back in 2015-16. Would you want to share with the viewers what the initiative is about?
First of all, thank you very much for letting me talk about this initiative, which I call the fitness movement. Right? We are in UAE, and Dubai wants to become one of the most active cities by 2040. That's why it has an initiative running since 2015, UAE Fitness Movement.
Okay.
So it does a lot of fitness programs across the city around the year, and especially in September is dedicated as a fitness month.
Right.
So there'll be lots of fitness movements, fitness stuffs going around in the city the whole month.
Right.
And you all know that they also organize a Dubai marathon at the end of the month, right?
Yes.
So as a fitness professional, I also have the responsibility to contribute towards the movement and to my people, the Nepali community, isn't it? So aligned with the movement, I also started the fitness movement, where I want to share my expertise, my knowledge, my experiences, and whatever is needed for an individual to be fit from the social media channel towards Nepali people.
Wonderful. Okay. And is that movement still running? Do you still do it?
Of course. See, I want Nepali people to be fit. Now, please don't read me wrong in this while I say that there is actually no fitness culture in Nepali community, especially people living here in UAE. Now, people are already hardworking, as we already are, right?
Yeah.
People go to work, they work very hard, they work 9 to 10 hours of shift, and people think that already is fitness.
Right.
But now fitness is completely different than working, right? So I want the awareness among people as we work, as we eat, as we sleep, fitness should also be a part of life.
Right.
So this is why I started the fitness movement in making people aware about how important fitness is, because it's going to keep you fit when you actually need it, and it's not now. It's about 10 to 20 years from now.
Right, yeah. So Dinesh Ji, a lot of Nepali professionals do consider UAE as a dream country and Dubai as a dream city. So every day they come here to pursue passion into different industries, one being health, fitness and wellness. What would be your one career advice to them to, when they are starting their journey into fitness and health or well-being, these kind of careers?
So here I would like to talk about a few things, right? Now, this is a profession where only fitness enthusiasts are going to come.
Right.
This is not everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
Those who have gone to gym, kept themselves fit, and fitness is their passion, this is a profession for them.
Right.
Now, when it comes to giving continuity to your passion, this is the right profession.
Thank you so much, Dinesh Ji. I think today's conversation was so enriching, inspiring, and a lot of things to learn. And thank you so much for agreeing to do this out of your busy schedule on a Sunday. I wish you good luck with your movement ahead and whatever you want to aspire ahead in your career.
Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. I'm very glad, and I wish you success.
Thank you so much.